CBS 46 News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Public Affairs on Peach. I'm Bobby Capel, and it is November, also known as Movember. You might see the beards out there, a month dedicated to men's health, trying to help men from dying too young, and that will be the focus of our show this week as well. And right off the bat, I want to welcome Dr. Joseph Salisbury, who's here from Peachtree Immediate Care. He's a doctor. Thank you so much for coming in. This is an important topic. We talk a lot about women's health, breast cancer, and all of that. Lots of issues that are very important as well. Let's talk about men's health. The big one is prostate cancer. We're going to have a whole segment dedicated to that coming up in the next block. But I want to talk about some of the other ones, testicular cancer, cholesterol, all that kind of stuff. What do you see in men that is the biggest killer out there?
Well, Bobby, that it depends on what segment of men you're dealing with.
What's the breakdown? Because I'm not sure people even know.
Well, usually cardiovascular diseases are the number one cause of men's death in this country, followed by lung cancer, then colon cancer. So if you look at the stratification of those three diseases, those would be the big three. Cardiovascular, whether it be hypertension, whether it be myocardial infarctions, it could be diabetes. Those are the things that sort of tie into cardiovascular issues. And then you look at the lung cancer. People are still smoking out there. Even though the FDA has not approved vape cigarettes, they're still bad for you, okay? Our diets are really poor in this country. So that leads to things like colon cancer. So those are the big three that when you stratify risk for men, those are the big three.
Let's extrapolate out on colon cancer for a second here, because it's one that is kind of a mystery to a lot of people. I think they hear they have a polyp or something like that. What can help prevent colon cancer? Let's start there. And what are some of the things that you're doing that may be making you at more of an increased risk?
Okay. First thing is diet. Okay. You have to look at your diet as the number one precursor for people who develop colon cancer. If you eat a lot of red meat, which is really bad for you because it can't be broken down, it stays in the gut, it leads to precursors for colon cancer. Obviously, you look at people who have a genetic predisposition, your mother, your father. So from a genetic standpoint, those are other things you really can't really change because that's who you are. But your diet is something certainly you can change. And I would advocate, I tell my patients, the diet is the key. You have to eat more healthy diets, more fruits, more vegetables, things that have more antioxidant properties out there that will discourage you from developing colon cancer over your lifetime.
Is there a meat that you can eat that doesn't increase your risk for colon cancer? Because I know a lot of meat eaters out there, let's say they eat red meat, but they need that meat fix. What should they go to?
Well, you know, chicken, obviously. But again, you look at some of the things that are out there in terms of how fast chickens are growing from chicken farms. So they're additives.
Hormones and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those things make an impact as well. So if you want to say something, you want to say organic meats, things that are free of hormonal influence.
What's a warning sign if colon cancer could be an issue? Besides
there are a couple of things. Rectal bleeding. Okay.
Consistently.
Correct. Usually that is sometimes an indicator, but it could be other things, hemorrhoids, things of that nature like that. That's why it's advocated that you go to your doctor and get these screens. Weight loss is another one, extreme weight loss. Abdominal pain that worsens with defecation, it doesn't improve. So because there could be a blockage in your colon from a mass. So those would be some of the indicators that you have.
Tell me about the health fair you were just a part of.
Yeah, I'm a member of the 100 Black Men of Atlanta here, and we had a health fair in September.
We got video of it right here.
And we saw over 300 people, and it was pretty much geared towards men. And we did it in a very underserved area, Bankhead, Donnelly Hollowell Road at Best Academy. We actually partnered with Best Academy. We mentor those young men over there in high school. Dr. Jones, who's the principal there, allowed us to come there, and it was great. We had over 300 people.
And some of them went right to the ER,
exactly.
Right?
We had
what were
incidents.
Some of the things you found?
Well, we had a guy who had elevated high blood pressure. I think his numbers were like 180 over like 110, 120. He had never seen a physician for some time. We actually encouraged him to go right then and there, but for whatever reason, he decided to stay around and eventually he got dizzy and lightheaded and almost passed out. So
Wow.
we had EMS on scene, and they took him straight to the local hospital.
What do some of these underserved communities do about health care?
Well, it's good that we were able to impact that community to get the word out that you need to come to a physician. And a lot of those guys had not seen a physician in some time. And so it was great rewarding to me to know I was able to impact some people that day to help encourage them going forward to see a physician.
Well, hopefully you'll impact some people with this interview this morning as well. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, when Public Affairs on Peach returns, 2 words no man wants to hear: prostate cancer.